Alright, today we are showing you how to build a cheap engine start stand for those guys that want to, once they've rebuilt their engines, to just start it up and let it run and set the timing and run in the cam, brake in the cam. Cheap stand like this. Now, as you know, here in Rad Rod country, we use whatever we have lying around. We don't like to spend money on unnecessary equipment and parts and steel and stuff, so we use whatever we have. So this started out as a engine stand that I had, which you can see this part of it. So this used to be an engine stand for rebuilding engines, but because it was so heavy duty, I thought this would be the perfect engine start stand, because do take in consideration that I also plan to build Cummins 6PT engines on this, so it has to be quite sturdy and strong. So I then cut this up, and the second leg, which was part of this leg, I've moved to that side, and I've put these long extensions here so that I can accommodate the 6PT engine as well, as you can see from here. So it's quite a long engine stand. Right. So what I fabricated here then, as you might know or might not know, this is a small block Chrysler LA engine. Now the LA engines, the starter does not bolt onto the block, it bolts onto the bell housing. So it's very difficult to start the engine on an engine stand, so you have to use the bell housing. So you have to mount the bell housing so you can mount the starter so you can start it. So I went to the local scrapyard here. I picked up this piece of 15-16 millimeter steel. I welded the socket to it, and now I can mount my gearbox bell housing there. Chrysler also for some reason changed the bolt pattern among their small blocks, their big blocks, the slant sixes and the Cumminses all had different bolt patterns with different bell housings. So I can then also, just if I have to start a big block Chev, a big block Chrysler, I can just change and bolt the bell housing here. If I have to start anything else like a Chev or a Ford engine, I can bolt the starter onto the block, and then I can use this contraption here, which I also made. And this is a typical engine stand, which then gets the little ears here and then can bolt onto the block. Okay, I've made this mobile so I can push it on the grass, so when we run it through and we run water, the water can run on the grass. All just steel lying around here. These brackets I had lying around for another application I didn't use, so I wanted to use this. Now this we are still going to, this is just for time being. So these two plates I'm gonna do in such a way, this is the way it bolts to the block there, this is the way it bolts to the bottom. I'm going to make these two plates so they slide on top of each other, so that they are adjustable for other engines. So I want to make this stand as versatile as possible so that we can start different engines on it, not just Chrysler or Chev or Ford. So now we can start all the different ones. I'm still in two minds about making these long legs adjustable so they can slide in each other, that when I do the V8s I can actually move this part forward, and then when I do the Cumminses I can pull it out. So I'm still in two minds. Okay, so here the radiator will fit here on this front part, we will do in the back. So I'm busy with it. Here we will have like a battery box and a fuel tank, small little fuel cell and a battery box here, and then here in the front the radiator will mount on this side, and then on this side of the stand, on this here, we will put a plate and have some gauges there, maybe a vacuum gauge, a RPM gauge, an oil pressure gauge, and so on, that when we can run the engines in. So yeah, this is quite cheap. It didn't cost me really a lot of money. I just need to get in and do it. This little engine is waiting to be started. It's a 318 LA engine, Chrysler engine. That will be the first engine that gets started on this stand. Let's see how it goes. I will keep you updated. Right, cheap engine start stand. So what was really nice about the way I designed it is that this plate with this tube and this plate with this tube also slides onto my engine stand, my engine bolt stand. So I can actually put this plate onto my engine bolt stand, put the engine on it, build the engine, and then straight from there pull it off the engine without removing the plate from the engine, and then just slide it onto this one, and it will just slide in and the bolt will secure it. So I try to keep it as simple and as worker friendly as possible, you know, to make it easy, because what I've seen before is that when you actually transfer the engine from the engine bolt stand to the start stand, you have to change the bell housing and you have to take it off and bolt it back on. So it was quite a mission to do it. Now it's basically slide it in and slide it out. Okay, I've made this so you can spin it around, so it is 90 degrees, so it can either be straight up or I can spin it around, and it's got another lock pattern on the other side, so that in case you have a problem and you have to spin the engine around on the start stand, there is still enough space here to actually do it, to spin the engine around, so that if you want to work on anything you can still work on it. You know, if you have to check something in the sump or anything. Right. I'm still thinking of just right here to drill a hole and put and weld in a maybe like a M12 nut here, and have an M12 bolt in here that will also lock this, so that if for any reason that we want to have this at 45 degrees, we can still turn it 45 degrees and then we can use this lock nut, or at any degrees, and it can just lock it. Alright.